Hi.
Good morning.
Is the thrifting good in Yakima, Washington? We took a road trip out there just to do this video. And of course to source new inventory.
Because it's necessary when you do thrifting, reselling for a business, to always have incoming inventory and continuing to post new items to bring attention to your business. Having new items is like bringing attention into your shop.
Yeah, like it keeps people coming by. It's kind of like walking traffic in a brick and mortar, like a traditional store. When you're posting new items or more items, supposedly the algorithms of these platforms like eBay and Mercari and Poshmark and Depop, they like to see that consistent posting, or they prioritize the new items, the new listings. So by us having a consistent flow of inventory, which means we have to be able to consistently be sourcing it and finding it.
To be able to post it.
It really helps with the business.
And when you bring in anybody new, you know, the chances of them looking what else is in your store is very high.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like bringing a new customer into your store. And that one sale that they're interested in might lead into a number of other sales where you could possibly bulk something together, or you know, just make more money off of one person.
Is this information accurate?
Yeah.
Even if they just follow your store, because when someone follows your store, when you post something new, it gets automatically prioritized in their feed. So you want to really gain a higher number of followers. It's all kind of, it's a numbers game, and it's being pushed up in the algorithms type of game. And in order to do any of that, all of that, you got to have good quality inventory. You have to have a consistent flow of that inventory. So that means you have to be consistently sourcing inventory, which is why we are making these videos and going out to places like Yakima, Washington. We're able to make a video. One, is the thrifting good in some place like Yakima? And two, get inventory that we need in order to keep posting. So we actually have, well, you be the judge of whether or not it's exciting, but we're here to show you, and we'll try to talk about it and maybe even hit some price points. If we forget something or whatever, I'll put it up on the screen. I guess let's get started.
Finally.
All right, we're going to start with something, and you guys are going to be like, why did you guys thrift this, right? But when you resell, especially when you get into the higher numbers, one of the biggest things you do is ship items. And I know you guys could see it, but this is one of the things you'll encounter a lot is needing packing materials, and the amount you do it, it does start getting expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime you can source it and get it for very cheap, you can bring home more money for your family. We probably paid about $1/4 for this. Woo! I'm just gonna show you is we went to a garage sale, and they had a bunch of skateboard items. If you can get skateboard items for cheap enough, it's a great reseller. It's $1 billion industry, so if you can get them and it's in new condition or brand new, they're collectible, and it's just expensive. We got their bearings, they're by Bones, and they sell for about $70. We got these with some other items very cheap, like $5. Skateboarding items, if you can get it new, is a good reseller, especially if you can give it at a good price point. The box is open and stuff, but if they cost $75, we're gonna give it to someone brand new for $50. If you can save $25, wouldn't you buy it?
Sir, yes, sir. Go veer into electronics is this. These type of old school early 2000s cameras are very, very popular. This is a Samsung zoom lens. We went to a estate sale and we got this, and it even has the original battery right in here. Well, I'm wearing black and I'm trying to show it, but here's the original battery. It says Samsung on the battery. I guess we even got a memory card, but I hopefully there's no spicy pictures on there.
Too spicy.
That's a bonus.
Oh no.
You guys can buy them from us. We won't look at it, but sell them cheap.
No spicy pictures guaranteed.
You know I'm joking, right?
But yes, These cameras, and the reason these cameras are kind of being popular is because they're easy to carry, and they are kind of nostalgic right now with that Y2K vibe, that early 2000s, and they still take decent pictures. People in the trades like to use these type of cameras, from what I understand. They're just simple, they're pretty durable, they're easy to pack around, throw in a bag. You know, they don't have a big lens or anything sticking out. That's the first time I actually found these old cameras. Besides when I used to have some when I was younger.
She actually found a bunch of them, so she can show them to you
yeah.
now. So we have them in a row.
Yes, and there's this one. This is the Nikon Coolpix. So it's a little bit fatter. And this one, the cool thing about this one is I believe it takes regular batteries. Yep, takes regular batteries. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, this one has a memory card in there too. Oh my goodness. But yeah, there's this one. I don't have any of the chargers for these cameras. That's the only thing. So
but nowadays they make universal chargers.
Yeah.
And most of them, you know, you can just move the pin on the charger and it works fine. So
yeah, so then I found this Pentex one. This one I believe has the highest resale value of all of them. It does not have the battery. I believe these are waterproof. I think that's why the resale value is so high. It doesn't have the battery. But if somebody already has one like this and they just need to put a battery in, or you could buy it separately. Here is the next one. We have a Canon PowerShot. Now these are super popular in the resale market from what I've been seeing. Canon PowerShot. Ooh, has the battery. And let's see if it's it's the original Canon battery. It says it right on there. It might be worth it to buy a universal charger just to test them, because we could sell them for more. I think what I might put is we just selling them for parts, just because we don't guarantee if they'll work or not. And this is another Nikon Coolpix. This one just has a slight crack on the screen here. I'm not sure if that is visible. Oh, original OEM battery again. Has Nikon on the back. Perfect. So the only one missing the battery is that previous one I just showed you.
and they're not hard to come by if you really go and you look online now and do your research on Amazon and stuff like that. You can buy batteries all day, like that will fit.
I got 5 of those cameras. They were a whole $1 each. So I spent $5 total, and they sell from $50 up to, I think that Pentex one on the high end was about the 200s. We'll do some final pricing on those, but it's very exciting. And the next item
It's a vintage Pendleton,
looks like a safari jacket,
you know.
especially with the back.
Got the things on the back, nice lining.
Oh, nice buttons.
So it's a very well made. They're sought after and collectible. You know, they always get good money for them when they sell. Sometimes you might have to wait a little longer depending on the season, but they are good sellers because they're collectible, and people tend to like them.
We've done pretty well, I would say, with Pendleton in general. And if you like Pendleton, we also have this limited edition Pendleton military blanket, would you say? It's like about the fallen soldiers in war. Is that it?
I believe it's Veterans of Foreign Affairs blanket, and it recognizes prisoners of war. It has all the branches, so you can look in our store, and we have it in our store.
Yeah, they only made 250 in the whole world, and we have one of them.
Woo! Any Pendleton blanket, that is a collaboration, but if you can get Nike or big money, very big money, and especially if it's a limited number, it commands just automatically more money.
Yeah.
But this one we found, and we'll probably can get close to $200, because it's in such great shape for how old it is, and
has the original buttons and everything on there. All the zippers work.
And how much did we pay for this?
$1.
So we paid $1. So this is at garage sales is one of the best places you can go thrifting. You know, like out in Yakima, they had a lot of this one thrift store. We don't want to drop any names, like really to be negative. But if you guys go out It's a 3-letter one, and it's just everyone is very overpriced.
Yeah.
The people that usually go thrifting can't even afford it, you know, and we are willing to pay higher prices just because
We're reselling
we're
it.
we're resellers, so we understand, and if it's a good cause, no problem paying extra.
Yeah.
But when it's just a general thrift store and they're charging more than even some stores, it's kind of
That's the hard part, is because
hard.
they're getting stuff for free and they're charging. There's so many times where you see stuff at thrift stores and they're charging more like than what they charge for it brand new or in a regular store. And it would be one thing if it was collectible, but it's just like every item, it seems like.
Yeah.
So I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that it matters if thrift stores are, what is that word, prerogative, to charge whatever they want even though they get something for free? Or would you rather like thrift stores charge low prices across the board? To me, I kind of lean on the low prices across the board, just because when we were going through every rack at all of these multiple thrift stores, they were all jam-packed. Like, you could barely move stuff on the racks. So they have such an abundance of stuff that it's not like things are sparse, you know, and they really have to struggle to make sales or have inventory. It's consistently, every thrift store was so filled with stuff that the racks were just stuffed in there and you could barely move it. So to me, it's just like, wouldn't they want to get that out? Because I know thrift stores throw stuff away or get rid of it when it's there for so long. That's why they put the dates and stuff on the tags.
For sure.
So I don't know. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Let us know. We want to hear.
We do find a lot of
Pendant lamps.
Yeah, pendant lamps and vintage lamps are good sellers too. Mm-hmm. I would say 70s and earlier, or it's kind of more in the collectible.
What is that?
Collectible.
Did you put a thumbs up?
No.
Oh.
How would
I don't know. It keeps doing that.
How am I supposed to do that?
I don't know. I'm just asking.
So you don't have a chain. This is a nice long one.
It's brass.
And, you know, it's
So we're going to save it if we come across a pendant lamp, because we come across them quite a bit, and it is a good seller. So if you are into reselling home decor, even if you're not into it and you find a nice pendant lamp, I would recommend getting it.
Or a chain.
Or a chain, if you're willing to venture into that place. But once you kind of go into home decor, especially vintage ones, you're going to have to be prepared to do some minor repairs. That's what I have him for.
Because we're strong, independent women.
Or you're going to have to be prepared to sit on an item, because some of these items you sit a little longer, but they command a little bit of a higher price.
In the money, we're in the money.
You could ask for maybe like close to $100 if it's
Just the chain?
just the chain. Our next item was I got with those bearings. I was talking about skateboards. This is like a brand new skateboard deck that came with it. I got it, and I got the trucks that came with it, and I got these are brand new. They're Tiamo trucks, and they sell for about $69 for one to $80 depending on where you go. So, and they might not even have them. For $5, I got the deck, the trucks, and those bearings. I'll put it all together and give somebody a deal, you know, maybe like $100 for everything, and they'll jump on it, and we'll be happy because we made 100% profit.
Yeah, that should be our catchphrase.
Yeah.
We gotta make a shirt. 100% profit. Okay.
And we say 100% profit.
Oh, do you guys want to hear the story behind that?
Yeah.
It's a story time, so but we won't get off track.
I just have a friend.
Let's go to the next item. Can we
Yeah.
go to the next item?
Let's do
All
that
right.
later.
Let's do something that is clothing, because we've done a lot of non-clothing items, and this is an exciting find for me. Prepare yourselves. Oh my gosh, I should not have wore black. It's horrible. It's
Put it in
horrible.
front of me.
Right there. Put it in front of him.
My hero.
Guess what these are? These are like brand new. Look at this. Look at the sole of it. These are brand spanking new Doc Martens. They are my size 8, which is a good reselling size is a size of women's 8. I know that personally because anytime a shoe goes on sale or whatever in general when I'm looking for myself, that's like the hardest size to find is an 8. It seems to be one of the sizes that go out first. So yeah, that was an exciting find for me. And that was when we were leaving a yard sale. We were thinking we weren't even going to find anything at that one, and we ended up finding those Doc Martens. But now I think we're going to try to talk about this.
This is a little thrift store we went.
Yes.
And this was in Yakima.
No, it was actually right outside Yakima in Zillah, Washington.
In Zillah.
Hobbs Hospice Charity Shop, I believe.
Yeah, Hobbs Hospice Charity Shop.
Yes.
And it was a very nice thrift store.
Very nice.
Very good price.
We highly recommend it. It was,
Yeah.
I think it was my personal favorite thrift store of the entire time that we were out there. Definitely take like 20-25 minutes outside of Yakima, go to Zillah and check this one out.
Oh, and they offer a great program where if you join up with them, they offer you discounts.
Yeah, I wish it was in our area. Like, I really enjoyed this thrift store. It was really the meaning of a thrift store. The prices were great.
For sure.
It was nice. It was clean.
The people were really nice and helpful, and honestly wanted you to get good deals. So that was nice. And here's kind of like what we got.
So we'll show you. So definitely shout out to them. We'll go with our first thing, which is this 100% silk tie. Now, I don't typically pick out ties, but things are priced by like all the ties are this price, all the hats are this price, whatever. And when I asked for the price on the ties, the lady said that I was the first person to ever ask for a price on a tie. But I could see that because I don't really buy ties. I very rarely buy them. But this I had to buy because it is a Donald Trump, a signature tie. Now, these are really hot on the resale market right now. Probably, obviously, because he's our president. And not just a president, but a controversial one. And the silk ones sell for the most amount of money. So this was a great pickup right here from that thrift store.
Silk in general, especially certain kinds of silk and where it came from, can get pretty pricey. So those ones, if you educate yourself on, there's some good money in silk.
Mm-hmm. We got this. It's a little baby blanket. It's 100% cotton. It has these bears on it. It's very, very cute. And this was $1. This little book, all their books, all their, what are these called? Soft cover? Paperbacks. They were 25 cents. So I'll show you our 2 favorite things that we got from this shop now. The first favorite thing is this nightgown, this vintage nightgown. I'm trying to button it up so I can really show you. But look at that. Isn't that just super cute? But this is the part that it's open down here. Yeah. I'm not wearing the right sort of outfit for it, but I just want to show you guys. It has these cute little petal sleeves. But look at how cute. Hello.
Okay, so now she's not as dark.
Oh, no, I'm not as dark. I guess I'll just keep it on for now since I'm not as dark.
Our final item we found on here, and it is a nice Coach bag. You know, the only thing it is missing is the hang tag.
It has like a cool metal zipper tag. Like hobo, slouchy hobo type of look. Crossbody, you could wear it crossbody or you could wear it on the shoulder. It has 2 straps.
Yeah. Take off and put it in the bag.
And
this
it's a
short.
Short one, yeah.
But it's a nice, well-made
pebble grain leather, white. With a beautiful, the lining is in great condition and everything.
Excellent condition. We paid a whopping, can't see it right there.
$18.
$18. We sell a lot of Coach items. It's real. It came back popular.
Especially
if you can get it at a good, especially their
They're Y2K and they're real old, vintage like original Bonnie Cassin Coach items. If you want to learn more about Coach and what lines to look out for, then you should definitely check out our Coach video.
Yep.
I guess we'll put that little tag link in here.
Like that. Bing.
Bing, 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 bing. Somewhere. Okay.
Oh, this was another good one.
Oh, this was another good thrift store. Where was it?
It was on the way. We were traveling to Yakima.
It was on our road trip. It was another one of those it was like a senior center thrift store.
Yeah, and
Well, spit it out, man.
when we first walked in, we thought it was gonna be very
expensive.
Just the front, they had just like a kind of like a more
collectibles items.
and more of what they
Like right when you walked in the door, it was all their most expensive stuff was next to the register, which makes sense for like, you know, in case somebody tries to steal it or whatever.
We'll figure out where it was and we will post it.
It was in the middle of nowhere. But we just stopped because we also needed to stretch our legs.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, road tripping, you gotta have places to kind of just stop and stretch your legs. But the first thing we found is this beautiful ostrich, can you see that? Ostrich belt. And it is real ostrich. It does say genuine Italian style, genuine leather on the back. And then and belts are another thing we don't typically pick up because they're hard to find a well-made quality belt. There's a lot of cheap belts out there. If you find one that's well-made,
in general,
look into it. Just look into it, you know? And this is another one we found. Look at that. Look at how I'm cute, right? It's another genuine leather belt. Look at that beautiful, beautiful leather work on there. And it has the end tip. This is a vintage one, and I can tell it's vintage because stamped in to the heart, it says copyright 1991. Let me see if I can... Our camera sucks on the zoom. And then...
This is a Carhartt, just a regular Carhartt shirt. It's kind of like a heavier duty button up.
It's not super old, but
The
price was right.
Okay.
And it's in like new condition. There's no stains on it or anything. So, you know, when certain things are in certain conditions and at the right price points, and you're going to have to figure out what your right price point is for you, then it's worth a pickup. You know?
And Carhartt is a good reseller
It
right
is,
now,
yeah.
especially if you can get it super cheap. Like we paid
$1.
$1. So
We're going to move on to our next thing. This is a vintage hummingbird shirt. Look at that. I really liked it because of all the patchwork on it. Like, America, right? So, 4th of July.
made in the USA.
Memorial Day. Yeah, and made in the USA. What's better than wearing an American shirt that's made in America, that's American themed? My goodness, you will be the talk of the 4th of July party.
You'll
with
be the
this
talk
one.
of America.
America. This one was also $1. And then we got this. This is just like a skirt cover up. I think this one was 50 cents or $1 as well. I at least try to focus on that season when that season comes because you can make quick sales that way. I think I already sold some bikini bottoms and stuff. This is also another thing is bikinis. I don't buy tons of it because, you know, you want to make sure they're not used or nasty. They want to be nice. They got to be the right brands that resell good. So pretty much stay away from anything that's Walmart brand or Target brand or any generic brand, you know, and kind of look what's a good selling one in that bikini market. But if you can find it for the right price and the right brand in the good condition, they are worth a pickup.
These next shirts are just
They're
crazy
just
cool.
Vintage stripe, purple shorts.
No brand. It looks like somebody made them.
Oh, nice.
So, and
That's very well made.
I'm all about weird clothes. I'm keeping this one. So sorry guys. I like it. But it's very nice. And then the final thing we got in.
Oh wait, does it have it on the receipt? Aw, it just says thank you for your visit.
We'll figure it out. I thought I could tell you right
That's why
now.
you gotta put your brand on your receipts, people.
The last thing I found is I think this is for couponing. It's just a thing with little Ziploc in it. I don't know why you would need padding if it's just for couponing, but...
Or maybe small pieces of jewelry when you travel. We just thought it was an interesting little pickup. We've never seen one like it.
You know what I'm going to put in here?
If you know what this is for, comment down below so we can actually get the official word on it. I would be interested in knowing. But it is a vintage one.
And it says Fin Sport.
Fin Sport. What
So-
would that be for? Fin Sport. I don't know.
You put weed in it.
Oh gosh. But that was from another thrift store. I think that was the only 2 thrift stores that we bought stuff from.
Yeah, everything else came from yard sales.
Yes, and we checked out a lot of thrift stores, but so many of them were just like
In Yakima, we're very much
Overpriced.
overpriced. Yakima, there is so many garage sales. So many.
I think almost every street we drove by, there was a sign that said yard sale this way, yard sale that way. So we tried to do a mixture because we really wanted to give a well-rounded review of it. I would say the most surprising thrift store that we went to is Goodwill. Goodwill was one of the cheaper thrift stores
Did not see that coming.
in Yakima. And if you know anything about Goodwill, it's not typically very cheap. I mean, there's like Goodwill shaming pages and all that showing, like just shaming them for their prices. But Goodwill was actually very well priced in Yakima, I would say. So it's worth a stop in if you only have limited amount of time. Most of the items remaining are clothing items. So if you're a real clothing reseller or you're trying to get into it, stick around.
This is something that's not clothing, but because we do repairs and stuff for our business, it's kind of just like the foam we showed you earlier. But this is a super glue that's black.
Yeah, if you want to be serious about the resale market, if you want to be selling quality items, you're going to have to get tools to fix things.
You're going to have to fix stuff sometimes because sometimes you're going to buy stuff and you're not going to see the problem until you get home.
Yeah, that's happened to us a lot.
A lot. And you got to fix it or you're going to have to bite the bullet on the cost. And if you want to command the highest dollar for your items, and especially your higher end items, and you want to put a little time in and upcycle it a little bit, I recommend you do it because it is your business, so you should take it seriously.
Yeah.
That does not surprise me.
It depends what type of reseller too you want to be. Like if you want to be one that just, you're selling at very low cost to other resellers and you're just like, it's not worth it for me to fix it or repair it. It just comes as is. Like maybe you don't need any repair stuff. We like to be where we can sell our stuff at its highest possible value. And we kind of know our numbers on what we're picking up and how much it costs and how much we're reselling it for. So we know if that is worth it for us to even pick up. And because of that, we also buy tools and repair stuff and things to make sure that we are giving our customers the best item, like in the best condition that we can give it to them. Just kind of as you're going through your business, you'll kind of know where you lean towards the most and what you don't really like selling or what you want to stay away from. So just kind of start thinking about that and figuring that out for yourself.
Yeah. You'll fine-tune it. You will fine-tune your own business for sure.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot now. Like maybe it sounds overwhelming to you. I guess when we put it that way, it could have been a bit overwhelming to us if we heard it. But it's very simple as you go. You kind of learn yourself. You'll get the hang of it. So what do you want to do next? This one?
We'll go right to here. This is a group of shirts. We grab vintage shirts, try to grab older stuff because they don't have them anymore and everything is made like in China or... I would say 90s, 95, everything started going, we outsourced a lot more. We weren't making as much stuff in America anymore. So if you can go and get stuff from there, it's still made in America and actually commands a lot higher dollar than all the other cheap shirts that you just get. Even in nice stores right now, You can get a Nike shirt, and some of these older shirts, they're not Nike brand, but they still have a higher resale value than these Nike shirts and stuff. It's kind of weird, but also it's where the market's at right now.
Learn your market if you want to get serious about reselling.
All these shirts are made in USA, and some of them are pretty old. Some of them are like from the 80s. So Las Vegas showgirls. We sold a showgirls hat before.
We thought it'd be worth a good try. These NASCAR ones are getting real popular.
Yeah, especially the colorful graphics. They really like it. This one is from the 80s.
We just took a shot on it. It's Falling Cats, I believe.
Cats and dogs.
Yeah.
It's raining cats and dogs.
Raining cats and dogs.
And then this is like a really cool, and I like the artwork
colorful.
on this.
Yeah.
And all these shirts, you know, they average between on the resale market like $25, $30. So if you can get them for cheap, like what we did, we paid like maybe $1 each. What I'm gonna do with those is I'm gonna just offer them as a lot. I'm gonna offer them at maybe like $15 a shirt. When you do the whole lot, you make some money, and it's more intriguing for people to grab it like that.
Yeah, we are also trying to expand our business model to include wholesaling for resellers, because we come across so many things, because one of our favorite parts is the shopping part. It is the sourcing part. We were just, thinking about expanding to include lots of items that we can sell, because some people don't have the ability to do as much sourcing as we do. So they prefer to buy lots, and then they just post it and sell it from there. So if you are interested in buying lots, let us know. Definitely contact us or comment down below. We will keep in touch.
We also procure specialty items for anybody. So if you need anything specialty or looking for somebody to fill your closet, we do those kind of things for people.
Like personal shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just let us know.
So this is a Quicksilver board shorts. These type of brands, this has a really cool pattern on it with the tiger and the flowers, kind of more of a Japanese style. And a lot of those surf companies are going out of business. I think the only one that was saved so far is Volcom, but that was a few weeks ago that I looked, maybe a month or so ago, that I looked at those into that business side of things. So we just figured, we picked up Quicksilver before and it sold really good for us.
If you can get colorful kind of Oakley shorts, anything like that, those ones were good sellers for us.
Yeah. I think we posted that and it sold within like 2 minutes of us posting it.
Yeah, so we sold
full price.
Some Oakley shorts. But board shorts in general, go to a shop or any place and go try buy a pair of swim trunks, brand new.
They're expensive.
They're like $75 nowadays. So
yeah.
And we're from Hawaii.
Well, we buy a lot of swimwear.
And
so this is another vintage item that we found. Look at that. Isn't that cute? The Flintstones. Is it upside down? Yes, it is. The Flintstones. I was only able to find one pillowcase. The only thing it has is the name, somebody's name written here. We've sold other vintage pillowcases like Garfield, Winnie the Pooh, stuff like that. And each of them sold for about $25, $30 each. So for a pillowcase, that's an incredible resale. That's an incredible profit margin for just one. Now, all of these were just single.
And they don't take up much space.
And they don't take up much space. And I would love to have found both. When you find a
whole
pair
set
or a whole set, you can charge, like, say you're charging $25 for this one pillowcase. Like, that's the going market rate. But if you found a set,
it jumps up.
It not only doubles, but you could actually add a little extra on there because it's a set and it's so hard for people to find a complete set.
For sure.
So the next thing we are going to show you, garage sale, is this North Face jacket, Rue 14. This is the first time we came across this line of North Face. Has the patch on the side. It is a women's medium, black and red.
Very nice.
The thing that we found about North Face is, like, when you buy their regular t-shirts and stuff, they don't have that big of a resale value. It's not, we pass up a lot of North Face.
Yeah.
But when you come across their specialty items, like their jackets, their outerwear, especially their winter outerwear, it has a very good resale value to them.
Yeah, but one brand that you want to look for is Arcteryx or something. Well, how do you spell it? It's like well, I'll point it over here and it will pop up. Just for shirts and stuff, you get like $50. That's a brand you want to kind of keep out, and they don't take long to sell. Arcteryx, and we'll put a little
Bing.
So you can see, but they're not easy to find, especially in thrift stores, because they are a higher dollar item, but they're out there.
They're not easy to find, and usually if they're in a thrift store, they're already priced very high. But we did find one, and we were able to resell it for like $50.
Yeah.
And it was just like regular plain. It didn't have anything special on it.
Plain long sleeve.
Yeah.
That is a brand that commands some money.
Yep, that's a lookout brand. So the next shirt we have, or the next item, I gave it away. It's a shirt. This is going back into the popularity of the Y2K.
It's not too old.
It's not too old because look at the tag. It's just a stamp tag.
I just grabbed it. It's a nice graphics. They still sell. It's like they still sell for $30.
And it is the MMA World Champs one, so it's more like a specialty one.
The printing on it is
nice and thick.
Thick. So.
Yeah. And it is an MMA one, which is popular. Echo is popular. It's not an original Y2K one, but a collaboration piece. And we touched on the importance of collaboration pieces earlier. This is our next item. This is a Ford officially licensed flannel jacket. Very nice and a thick flannel. It's very well made. But what really made me want to pick it up was this large screen print on the back of it.
It's a cool one.
It's very cool. It has all the old Broncos on it. The resale's like $25, $30 on that one. And this is Jordan
Jumpman shorts.
Are you guys ready for it? Bing, 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 bing. Oakleys. 2 pairs of Oakleys.
These are the Holdbrooks.
Beautiful, beautiful condition. Bing.
2 nice pairs. And we paid
$15 each.
That's a killer deal. Oakleys sell for good money, especially because they stopped making certain ones after they make that line. You can't get it no more. We're gonna get about a couple $100 on each pair. We should easily see that. When you have a pair of sunglasses, as a guy, it's kind of like it just fits, and you really don't like to change. So sometimes it's kind of like your style. Mm-hmm. And if you can come across them and get them for $20 and under, yeah, I'd jump on it. We found a pair the other time in our other video we showed you guys for 50 cents. So
did we do a video on what we found at that?
I don't. Oh, we might have not.
Maybe we didn't do a video, but we found a legit pair of vintage Oakleys. They were dirty. They needed some cleaning, but they came out very beautiful, and they were only 50 cents. You know what? I could have filmed actually a video on just showing me cleaning those Oakleys. Those restoration videos where it goes from real ugly to real nice?
You did.
I have an idea.
You did good on your last video anyway.
Yeah, that one came out really cool. And these are both Prism P Oakleys. So those Prism Ps are awesome because it gives like that nice contrasting color when you look at anything. So those are always a good score. That's definitely an item to look out for.
Next is this Samsonite.
Bum, bum, bum. Samsonite.
It's a tablet bag.
Mm-hmm.
We got it for really cheap. We sold like OGO computer bags, stuff like that. If you can get them cheap and they're in great condition, resell them because people buy them. You just got to make sure when you're pricing your items that the person is getting a good deal. If they don't feel like they're getting a good deal, you're going to have your items sit.
If they're getting a good deal and you're kind of going according to the resale market value. So find that balance. As you go, you'll kind of see where you fit in the most. Well, or at least personally, when I travel, I'll have my backpack. I like to have crossbody pouch like this so I can keep my immediate items, our phone, our tickets, our any confirmations, earphones, some snacks. Things that I believe that I'm going to need right away that I don't want to be like, oh, let me just take my backpack off. I can just easily access it, or where I don't have to dig through carry-on luggage, suitcase, or anything. So these are great. Samsonite's always a great pickup because it's a quality brand. It's a popular travel brand. And this one we ended up getting for a little over $1, I believe.
Yeah.
Items. We have 2 more items. Oh, we can show this. We have 3 more items. Little designs so we can kind of make our filming area. As you can tell, we're in a different area than we've been, but we're working on it. We're working on it.
We got this at that same garage sale with that other skateboards. I got this skateboard. I paid.
Still has the brand new tag on it.
Yeah, and you can see how much I paid. $5, and how much they paid. $169. So, like I said, skateboards is money, and if you can get them for the right cost, pick it up and resell it. Don't expect to be getting $200. I look at it as an easy $100 bill.
Especially with the trucks and the wheels and everything. Like, it's the whole set.
It's a whole set. Wouldn't you pay $5 to get $100?
I would.
Yeah. And then you gotta kind of know your brands. This is a Santa Cruz. That's a well-known skateboard, snowboarding brand. Make sure you pick it up. They're good resellers, especially if the price is right. Like I said, if you can be at $100 price point, everyone else is selling these kind of things for like $200. If you want to make a quick buck, just turn around, sell it for $100. I guarantee you'll make that $100 really fast.
And then the very last item that we have to show you, if you like old money luxury, is this. Can you guess what it is when I said old money luxury? I'm sure you could. It's Burberry. We found this Burberry coat.
Yep.
And there were indications on it to show that it was real. So including the way that they stitched up the cuffs.
They put leather around the belt buckles and they stitched it. Leather is very difficult just to work with in general. To go and
Such
take
a small space.
all that time to do all that work, and especially because this is a vintage piece, when you go back and you look at the older
knockoffs?
any vintage knockoffs, they're made
very
cheaply.
It's not like today where you can buy.
Barely tell.
Yeah.
You can barely tell.
Old vintage knockoffs, you could easily tell.
Yeah.
So this is a vintage Burberry's piece. You could also tell because it has the S at the end, Burberry's. It's a beautiful piece. There's no holes or stains or anything.
And they made Burberry you can look it up, a collaboration with Nordstrom. So they were putting their stuff in Nordstrom's, making it for Nordstrom's.
One of our more surprising find. I mean, I would say a lot of the stuff I was surprised by, but...
And we paid $10 for that.
Oh, yes, $10. And that has like a resale value in the hundreds. There was a lot of things that surprised me, but that's part of the best part of doing garage sales and thrifting is, it's all a surprise. But you have to dig for a lot of stuff.
You have to go out. You have to put your time in. And if you put your time in, it's not always like that. We've been out times and we come back with way less.
Am I in trouble?
This adventure we went on, we did pretty good.
Is thrifting in Yakima, Washington good?
Tell me now.
The thrift stores?
Not so much. No.
Oh, very overpriced. Except the 2 that we... Oh, 3, because Goodwill. Yeah. Except the 3 that we talked about. Yard sales and the garage sales is where it's at.
And not all the yard sales are good. You're going to go to some that...
We walked away with nothing.
Yeah. We went to a lot. We did that. But we went to a lot that were very good. Do this so we can spend the most time with our family.
Yeah, so if you're prepared to dig, and that's the other reason why some people like to buy lots of stuff already, like how we're talking about the shirt, is because they don't want to dig. They want to just have they want to be like, oh, I want to specialize in vintage shirts, but I don't want to go to yard sale to yard sale or thrift store to thrift store to dig.
Or some people live so far out, it's
something that they can't feasibly do because the price of gas and all of that.
Yeah, so you can buy a bundle from us.
Yeah. That's why we're getting into bundles, because we know that different people have different business models and we love to source, we love to shop. So if you want to buy bundles, hit us up because we like to do the shopping part and we would love to sell you a bundle.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed looking at what we sourced, and hopefully you guys like this video and
Subscribe.
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 Boom.